Okay, round two. I tried this once a second ago and I had no sound for some odd reason. So I'm going to try this one more time. Hopefully, everybody's able to hear me properly this time. Okay. Um, what I wanted was attempting to do, what I'm attempting to do is help anybody who may be a targeted individual and they're just coming to realize that that may be the case as to what's happening to them. Because I know whenever I first woke up to what was going on with me, I didn't understand exactly what it meant to be targeted. In which I'm not saying that I have the answers because nobody truly has the answers to this stuff, guys. I mean, the struggle's real. Everybody is unique in what's happening to them, you know, and it's just sheer torture. And I've heard a lot of people say they have the answers as to what's going on here, right? But we truly haven't come to a conclusion as to why these things are taking place. I mean, we all have our own theories, you know, but a theory is just an idea, so there's no concrete proof behind it, right? So I'm going to attempt this stream one more time, and hopefully I'm being heard. You know, I'm hoping and praying that my sound is functioning properly. I think I've got my mic turned up full blast, so this is about the best I can do right now. So let me get back over here to this page I'm sharing with you. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Every time I go to make the screen larger so I can actually see it, it messes up. So just give me a little. Be patient with me, please. Okay. Here we go. So, so if you have forced memory blanking and induced erroneous actions, okay, or induced changes to hearing both apparent direction and volume, and sometimes even content. So, like with for me, like with me in this instance, um, I'll have issues with my hearing. Um, like on my left ear, I have this tone, this high pitched tone. It's really sometimes really painful, and it's really distracting as well. I've been woken up from my sleep due to this. I haven't been able to go to sleep due to this. And most of the time, when this occurs on the left ear, it'll sound like remember when you were a child and you had like a hearing test taken in school at the nurse's office? You had to raise your hand when you heard the tones. Okay, well, this is how I hear it, and it's the high, super high pitched tone, and then usually at the same time I'll have tinnitus or ringing in my ear on the right side. Now it doesn't always take place this way. I mean, sometimes the normal tinnitus happens, but usually I can tell when this is being done to me because it's like the effects are one ear. Like first of all, my ears will plug up. They'll get plugged up. They'll get clogged or plugged up. Like when you need to make your ears pop. Okay, first that happens. They get really plugged up, and then all of a sudden I get that high tone on the left ear and the right ear is ringing like tinnitus. And usually how I try to block it, I'll take my headphones and like put on music full blast, or I'll put on like creepy pasta and things like that to try to tone it out, you know. And next it says sudden violent itching behind the eyelids, and then forced manipulation of airways, including externally controlled forced speech. And this happens to me. I'll feel like I'm literally being choked and I can't breathe. It's like, it like takes my breath away like that. And that happens probably once or twice a month on a regular basis. And also, when I'm trying to speak, it feels like something has a hold of that little piece of skin that's underneath your tongue. It's like literally like something is grabbing a hold of your tongue where you can't speak. And also, I've like had things go just completely foggy on me. Like my mind is being messed with where I can't even think, I can't even speak. You know, and it hasn't been that instance my entire life. And mind you, I don't have any learning disabilities, and I'm not mentally ill either. You know, so the next one is like a wildly racing heart. And I've had that happen. Where you really feel like you're about to have a heart attack. Excuse me. It's a wildly racing heart without cause. And then can have remotely induced violent no rash itching, with preference for hard to reach areas, of tendering, delicate, or messy work. Also described as shocks, and I have that issue as well, where it feels like I'm being shocked literally, on my feet and on my hands. It does that to me, and sometimes on my face as well. And then the next one says forced nudging of arm during delicate or messy work, causing injury or spills. Okay, now, I'm trying to make it bigger. Yeah, just bear with me. Okay, all right. So the next one is special attention to genital area, itching, forced orgasm, intense pain, hot, or needles. Now, I haven't had that issue. So the next one is going to be intense general pain or hot needles pushed into flesh sensations, aka stings. That happens with me on my feet and my hands. Also, mild flailing, sometimes followed by short pierce of rigor mortis. Okay, the next one is hard to reach itch site, top and bottom, never any rash, which often starts as the sensation of small electrical shocks. And this, yes, this I have experienced often. Okay, the next one is neural control by bending each toe backwards almost 40 degrees, one at a time over a couple of minutes. I get a lot of cramps, so many cramps. I mean, big time cramps, or like my toes separate or so bad. And I don't know if this would have anything to do with that or not, but it happens quite often. Now, reading and broadcasting thoughts, kids asking mommy, how can that lady talk with her mouth closed occur? Now, with me, with the thoughts, I've experienced like somebody just sitting there, like making all these weird noises, like yum, 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 like that. It sounds so stupid, for me to even say this out loud. And, just a couple of days ago, it's like that was completely erased from my mind, when it happened. And then a couple of days ago, I don't know why, I can't even remember why. It was like, excuse me, it was like a trigger effect. It just came back to me. It flooded back in my mind, just boom. And I remember that happening. And I remember it happening quite often, like about 2 years ago, about a year ago. Now, right now, I don't know if it's happening and then it's being taken from my memory or what's going on because that was just really bizarre. Okay, so next is vivid controlled dreams, and I don't know if I'm having that or not. I really don't know that. Okay, I mean, I do have very vivid dreams. I mean, over the past say 4 years, I've been having these dreams that are not like normal dreams. I mean, I've always dreamed in color, and I've always, had normal dreams like most normal people. But like over the last 4 years, I keep dreaming. Now, check this out. This is so weird. When I go to sleep, I'm living another life with other people, other family members, other friends. It's still me, it's still my face and my name, but I'm living this entire different life somewhere else. And it's just mundane things, day to day things that normal people do. And like I can wake up when I have these kind of dreams, go get a drink, use the bathroom, smoke a cigarette, lay down and go back to sleep and pick right back up where I left off from. I shit you not. It is the craziest thing. And like I said, I've done this for about 4 years, and it's like two or three lives that I'm living. It's just so bizarre. I mean, the dreams feel more real than my waking moments. I just don't know how to explain it. It's just really bizarre. So, I mean, if all of a sudden I've started yawning really bad. I don't even feel sleepy. I just can't control this yawning. It's crazy. So, I mean, if anybody else is experiencing that with the dream state, I would love to hear from you. Let me know that I'm not the only weirdo dreaming this kind of stuff. Okay. So, forced waking vision, some synced with forced body motion. Okay. And next is microwave hearing, and then transparently yields. Oh, no, excuse me, transparent eyelids. Forgive me. Artificial tinnitus, ringing in the ears. Now, with the transparent eyelids, now I have laid in bed and shut my eyes and still been able to see. So that's what that means. I've experienced that as well. And it's really bizarre to have your eyes closed and still see what's going on in the room. Just saying, okay? Okay. I get tinnitus all the time, ringing in both ears. Like I have it right now, you know, but that could be due to high EMF in your home. If you have high electromagnetic field in your house due to your smart meters or equipment such as that, like your Wi-Fi, and you're real sensitive, you're ultra sensitive, it will cause you to have ringing in the ears. Okay. Okay. So next is going to be of forced movement of jaw and clenching of teeth or clacking of teeth. Okay, and the one after that is forced muscle quaking of the large muscles on the back and other unexplainable vibrations. See, I've often, and I'm disabled, so I mean, it's really, really super painful. You know, one of my disabilities is degenerate bone and disc disease. You know, and then I have sciatica as well, and it's really painful. And I will feel this stuff intensify. You know, and then next are cases of repeated fresh watch batteries dying. Now, not only do I kill time, that's what I call it, because I cannot own a watch. Every time I purchase a watch, within a matter of a week or two, it's dead and it won't work anymore. And I don't understand that. Even the watches that you have to wind up, I literally kill time. And any batteries that I purchase, it just seems that they're crap. I mean, you used to could buy batteries and they would last you for 3 months at a time, or 6 months at a time. Now, mind you, I'm 51 years old, so it may not be the same for other people in those cases. But, nowadays it seems like when you buy batteries, they only last you a day or two, and it doesn't matter if you buy expensive ones, rechargeable ones, or cheap ones. They all function the same. They're crap, you know? That's just my experience there, okay? And let's see what's next. Forced precision manipulation of hands, sometimes synced to the forced waking visions of that issue. The next is okay. it says here, the first unclassified successful transmission of the human voice directly into the skull of a living person was performed by Dr. Joseph C. Sharp of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in 1974. So you see how long this has existed, people? I mean, by transforming a hypnotic's voice, transforming a hypnotist's voice using the um, the low, very silent sound or Smirnov scramble methods used in the Gulf War, it is possible to hypnotize a target without the target being aware. So, from hiding, leaving zero trace of evidence. So, unique feature of sleep prevention typically occurs at precisely the same time, night after night, for weeks or months to the second. So, general effects: sudden overheating, all body pain, forced caffeine jolt, sleep prevention, forced drop in your tracks, sleep inducement, irresistible go here, go there commands, microwave burns, electronic shock sensations. Involuntary test subjects also experience frequent break and enter at home and at work, and with clothing and furniture, business papers, computer files sabotaged, modified, or stolen. And then psychological warfare research is the likely motive. And cases where victims, walk under the streetlights, which then the streetlights go out, are reported. And psychoelectronic weapon effects is what this says. Okay. I hope I have sound. Good Lord. A second ago, whenever I went live, I didn't have any sound. Okay. So, induction or entrapment phase symptoms like 1 month and 1 year. Before I go on to talk about that, what I wanted to say is, we with me for a good while this was going on, like between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. My husband also heard this, so it wasn't just me, but we would hear like radio stations turn on and start playing, and it was always like Asian music or 1920s music playing, and we would like go outside. It was always just in one corner of our bedroom, and when we would go outside, it would be dead silent. Like I stated, I live way out in the country, and it's so quiet out here, man. I swear you could hear a pin drop. You know, but like I'm stating, not only did I hear it, my husband heard it as well, and I need to make sure to put this in y'all's heads. I live here alone, just my husband and I. We've already raised our children. We're grandparents, but it's just he and I here. And our house burned down in 2015, December of 2015. So we don't have a lot of possessions, okay? And we don't have a clock radio. We don't own one that would just turn on, by accident, like sometimes they do when you don't have the alarm set. The only devices I have in my home to hear music on would be my computer, my cell phone, or my Roku for my TV. So, I mean, there's no possible way that it was a device in my home that was turning on without my knowledge, just so you know about this, okay? I mean, this was just inexplicable. And then also, about about a year and a half ago, maybe, in my roof, I heard angels singing. I mean, and it was really beautiful. I mean, so beautiful. It brought tears to my eyes. I went outside. It was dead silent. It was only in the roof right here in my living room that I heard that. And I even actually recorded it. And when I played it back the first time, it was really faint, really, really faint, but I could hear it. And when I went to play it back for somebody else, it wasn't even, you couldn't even hear it. So there's that. And okay, so next it says induction or entrapment phase symptoms 1 month, 1 year. An initial reported sign of targeting is 3D sounds of neighbors or voices in areas nearby. And these voices tend to be threatening of nature and often are used to induce sleep deprivation, which is a sensory deprivation torture technique. Insomnia, usually impossible to cure via very powerful sedatives. Many resort to alcohol and hard drug use to cope, because they're given unnecessarily. And your feet twitching, similar to very clinical and physician refuted syndrome, restless leg syndrome. You might have symptoms like excessive sweating. That's another one. Okay. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'll get this right in a second, I promise. Or maybe I won't. Okay. Let's see. I'm just scroll my screen down now. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Up a little bit more, please. Okay. Okay. Well, I went really far, didn't I? Okay, here we go. So, disorientation, voice to skull, V2K. Okay, it says phase 1 year to 3 years. Now, direct voice to skull begins with commands to walk or drive around. Many commands ordering targeted individuals to navigate to unknown places and or commit illegal or unusual acts. Drive in loops, look suspicious. Do not listen to these commands immediately, okay? Commands. You immediately go to a safe location, such as your home, apartment, or a nearby hotel. Now, these commands are trying to entrap you into a jail cell or a mental facility. You know, if pulled over or seen by police, and if you say, "Sir, I'm hearing the FBI saying I need to drive to this location," this will land you into police custody. Who will not believe what you say is happening. So if you're apprehended, refuse to discuss what's occurring and call or seek an attorney immediately. Okay. So if speaking with an attorney, what is written on this website right here, and let them know that you believe you are targeted. You know. Whoops. Get back over here. Oh, such a hard time. That's just me, though, trying to do something that's helpful to others. I'm very used to it now. Okay, so come down some. Okay, if you hear that, that's my bad. They do this every time I get on the internet. Okay, so stop it. Let's see if I can find my place now. Okay. Okay, here we go. So anyway, what I had stated was discuss what's written on this website and let them know that you believe you're targeted. I hired okay, so a hired or public attorney will listen to you. Okay, I had to take care of my puppies because they're being ugly. Okay, it says they'll listen to you and not try to land you in jail or a mental facility. Pain and suffering and psychological and physical torture, cover up, eugenics, based 3 years, indefinite. Okay, that's how. Okay. Direct and constant voice to skull brainwashing. This is CIA and this is the NSA. This is Russian hackers constant attempted sensory overload. CIA torture methods, especially when trying to fall asleep. The purpose of this is to make you feel frustrated, act out, and tell law enforcement officers that the NSA or CIA is brainwashing you. And no ordinary officer or federal agent will believe you. I mean, they want to use you or use your testimony as proof that you're mentally ill, or adjudicated to a judge to make you end up in a mental facility or prison. So do not obey any commands and abstain from um, legal and illegal drugs, as they use substance abuse or addiction as an alibi so your family, friends, and coworkers will believe you are delusional or suffering from a drug induced psychosis. So if you're given antipsychotics and don't respond even against your will, you are most likely being targeted. And they want to silence you and pretend they don't engage in warfare programs with ordinary citizens within their own country, you see. The CIA formerly used psychedelics to brainwash and silence innocent citizens via MK Ultra, and this is relatively new. MK Ultra 2K, 10 to 20 years, the program the CIA uses to make it appear as if you are mentally ill from a social, psychological perspective. Okay. Though physically there are biomarker tests for psychosis, such as an EEG or MRI. And if you're not mentally ill, you should not have an EEG or MRI relative to those scans of those who suffer from actual psychotic disorders, such as schizotypical disorders like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Another technique is testing for brain damage for radio waves via a full body CT scan or heat shock proteins, HSP, blood test, which would exhibit proof of an unknown source of the heating of human proteins, especially the brain. So many targeted individuals believe in an impossible amount of psychology, community conspiracy. I mean, there's no way such a conspiracy could be implemented without a whistleblower coming forward after so many years of this targeting program implemented. And the psychology community is naive and empirical only in the sense of a false belief in pharmacology, especially when spoken with about unknown or government used technologies in general. And it's been proven and shown that the government has unlimited black budgets to create groundbreaking technologies before any private corporation. So they are only believers in medicine as a cure for mental illness, and many are paid well and work for the government. Thus, would never believe in a government brainwashing program via the CIA. Okay, so do is direct energy weapon attacks via satellite weapons built by defense contractors such as Raytheon, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, or Stratfor. So directed pain strikes on the skin, muscles, or organs of the human body, including the brain. Brain burn, which is a fever-like or burning sensation all over the areas of the brain. Large or small muscle spasms, um, feelings of sexual assault on the genitals or erogenous zones, remote rape, which is tingling sensations of the genitals, such as the testicles of a male, and non-brain induced erections or the labia clitoris of the female. The use of a protease inhibitor while using a local ultrasound on male genitalia could hypothetically prove male remote rape via unknown or medically impossible erections. Remote waterboarding techniques such as choking or fluids Let's see here. Let me find out where I was. Okay. Such as choking or fluids that were previously drank while in an upright position or while asleep. Recommended sleep for targeted individuals is sleeping on their side to avoid aspiration that can silently kill targeted individuals. Sleep on my side. It's the only way I can sleep now. Get back up here to the top. So anyway, that's I thought I'd pop over here and see who's in chat. I'd like to say hello to everybody. Hi, Bruce. Glad you popped in here, honey. Good to see you. Hi, Jack. Target Handler 1941 Kitty. Nice to see you. Hi, Tina. Shaniqua Williams. Hi, honey. I'm glad you stopped in. Shang Mang. Good to see you. Anybody who just suspects they're targeted, I was hoping that this would, be informative to you guys. That's my best intent is to help others because I've gone through this for a while and it's really tiring and sometimes it just makes you feel like you're completely losing your mind. Not only do we have to suffer through the day-to-day grind of things, try to survive in this world, then we have this crap happening to us as well, and it literally can make a person feel like they're losing their mind. That's the best way I can describe it. And I know many people that are Bible believing followers of Jesus who try to pray this stuff away, and it doesn't go away, guys. I mean, it just doesn't go away. I mean, me being one of them, I pray continually that these things will stop. You know, it's just, I don't know what to say about it. Now, I can tell you some of the extremities that have happened to me. Like, I've been in Walmart shopping 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm such a germaphobe. I can't stand going to the stores in the daytime because people are so rude. And they'll be in there sick, coughing all over you and sneezing all over you. And it just makes me want to punch people, even though I'm not a violent person. Okay. But I've had people like an aisle over from me barking like dogs, literally barking. It doesn't matter what aisle I've gone on. It's like they follow me around and they're continually barking like dogs. And I can like go over to the next aisle and what the hell's going on? Then I won't see anybody. But yet in here I hear people barking like dogs. And also I've had the fire department. Okay, like I only live 4 miles from the store, so I mean this is just crazy. I could be out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, like I said, go to Walmart and go back home. And I've left Walmart and had literally had the fire department like come right behind me, like really, really close to my bumper with lights going and horns honking. And so like I'll pull over to be polite like we're supposed to do. And they pull over right behind me, continually doing that crap, flashing lights at me and like laughing at me and stuff. And this has happened like 2 instances. And the second time it happened, I took the information the best I could from the fire truck, and I tried to ask how come that was taking place. And literally, police dispatch and the fire dispatch laughed in my face, literally, like they thought I was crazy. So, in these instances, and I've had people follow me home, following me home and literally trying to run me off the road, or like people in front of me, like like slamming on their brakes, like trying to make me wreck. And a few years back, I had this person in like this great big old monster truck, and they were like coming down the road, and they like came so far over they almost hit my Jaguar. They almost hit my car, and it forced me to like scoot over real far. So like I hit this huge pothole, and it caused my car to die. And I like to have never got that car running again. As a matter of fact, it was in the shop, and I never really got it to run properly again. So I just quit driving it, parked it out in the back, moved on to another vehicle. And what else can you do, you know? So, and a few years back, I used to have my phones would ring constantly. I don't know if you guys experienced that, but that shit drove me insane. It literally drove me insane. You know, the phone's just ringing. So I got to a point where I don't even use a house phone anymore. I still have service on my house phone because I'm so far out in the country. I have to have it for my internet because I'm like one step off from dial up, literally. I mean, I've got DSL service, but it's not really that great. But I don't even use a house phone anymore because my phone rings so much. And that happens a lot with my cell phones too. I have two different cell phones. And I get to a point where I just turn the ringer off. That's the only thing I can do. So, anyway, that's some of the experiences I've had. Let's see, Wicked Wig, nice to see you, honey. Let's see what they've got to say here. Um, there's about as many gang stalkers in the country as there are police, and there's less training too. It's a good job. Most of the targets are terrorists or Republicans anyway. Wow. Let's see. And let's see who else. This is Target Handler 8941 Patty. My kids are 12 and 16. I already talked to Charles about getting them a job gang stalking. Wow. Wow. I would never want to gang stalk another individual. No. Killing addicts is actually, let's see here, very easy. Overdose is an easy picture to paint. Yeah, that's true, Jack. I believe you on that aspect. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I would never ever want to put this. I would never want to put this on another individual ever. That's just terrible. You know. Bruce says he called them agents. You have the soul of a reptile, and that is trapped in a wall. God bless you, Bruce, if you're still here with us. I just love you, brother. You're awesome, man. I always enjoy our conversations, Bruce. Let's see here. Let me come over here. Bruce, I'll send you a link if you want to talk with me a little bit. It's been a while since we've had a conversation, brother. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm going to go over here to Gmail, Bruce, and send you a link if you're still with me, hon. Let's see if I can get it to pop up right quick. Give me just a second. Yeah, if my sound isn't that great, you'll have to forgive me. This headset I have right here isn't working all that great. Let's see here. If I can get a link for you, Bruce, going on. I'd love to have somebody on the panel who knows a little bit about this. I just recently came to the knowledge that that's what was taking place with me. I had no idea until I came across some of this information, on the internet and on YouTube, and it's really upsetting, But I kind of come to some of my own conclusions as to why this is taking place, and I'd like to share it with people, but I'm just not sure how it will be perceived, how it will be received by people, Because, like I had stated before, all we can do is give our theories on things. We can give an idea, or a theory as to what's taking place. You know. Hmm. We're having trouble connecting. Something's not right. Well, of course it's not right. That's my life story. Story, Good heavens. That's what always happens. Okay. I'm still trying to connect over here on Gmail, Bruce. If you'll give me a second, if you're still here with me, brother. So, I wasn't able to watch the chat while I was doing all that reading. So, if we had any trolls in there, you just have to forgive me for not seeing them and zapping them out of there. Hopefully, if there was any trolling going on, it wasn't too harsh or insane. Okay, let me go down here to the new comments because I just can't believe this. Yeah, Patty, I didn't think you were a man. Well, Patty, I just hope and pray that one day one of those targets doesn't turn on you and blow your brains out, honey. Because a lot of those targeted individuals have been pushed to their limit. And even though they might not be murderers or killers, you know, you're liable to be stalking one of them that's been pushed to the limit. And guess what happens? Because of the job you're choosing to take, your children will be without their mommy. That would be terrible, to leave your kids with nothing, Patty. Yeah, I would really hate for that to happen. I don't wish evil on anybody. You know, I don't know. That's just not the kind of job I believe I would take. So, anyway, you guys, that's the information that I derived tonight. I just thought I'd share it with everybody, and hopefully, this helps some people out. Yeah, I know, honey. I know, Ronnie. No, I don't have it turned down. Actually, I have it turned up full blast. Isn't this crazy? Yeah, and actually, it's a new headset with a. It's like a gaming headset because I have a gaming PC and a gaming keyboard. Yeah, and this is the max on it, so it's probably just a crappy headset. What you think, Ronnie? That's what I think anyway. But I appreciate your comment, honey, and I appreciate you stopping by here. I'm grateful that you came by. And like I stated, I hope some of this information, will help some people out. Because obviously, I'm still not connecting with Gmail for some bizarre reason. So, yeah, yeah, I'll check my Windows settings, Ronnie. Thank you. I appreciate that. Normally, I mean, I'm on Hangouts all the time, and I don't have an issue. And like, if I watch, let me take off my headset, and we'll see if you guys can hear me any louder. It's probably going to be louder. Watch.